Okay. Welcome. I got a question of what is the best way to earn money in BlackRock Rescue Mission 5. Now, first off, there is kind of three different stages, which is the early stage, the mid-game stage, and the end-game stage. Now, there isn't really a exact guide you can go with to get the most amount of money, but this is the way I do it. Now, yes, I don't have the most amount of money. I'm more in the early mid game right now, but these are my tips for how to get the most money possible in Blackhawk Rescue Mission 5. First up, with early game, I would recommend going into a open world, a normal public server, and this works best if you have a friend that is good at the game and they have something like this tank. This tank is the best vehicle in the game. It has the turret on top with heat vision, I think it's called, which makes it so you can see basically everybody. The NPCs and enemies are highlighted in white. It is the same with this vehicle. It also has a turret on top with heat vision. Now this one doesn't have as much armor or health, and it is slower, but it still works great. Now, if you don't have a friend that's good at the game, just going to a random server and look for people that might have a tank and ask them to join them and that you are trying to grind some money. But if that doesn't work, you could also go over to competitive and do either casual 5v5s or duos 2v2. They earn you 200 bucks for a win and 100 for a loss. But remember that you need to get at least one kill to get that win or loss bonus. Now for the mid-game part. What I would recommend, as in the early game, I would go into competitive and go to duo or 5v5 casual. It will make you a lot of money. One match maybe takes 3 or 5 minutes, depending on how you play. We say you play for an hour straight, and you play duos, and you win every single round. That will be roughly 2,400 bucks. Now, of course, if you are extremely rich, you can just buy money, but I really don't recommend it. It's way easier to you just grind it in game than buying it, because it will get very expensive. Also, for mid game, if you have a good weapon, then you can go into zombies rescue. It is also a good way to earn money. Try and do all the missions and stuff. And also, now in the new Christmas update, you will unlock a handgun from one of the missions. You will also unlock a special helmet from one of the missions, which looks kind of like this, but a little different. Now for endgame. This is the part where you should have grinded a lot of money. You should have good weapons, good gear, a high level, a lot of XP. But what I should do, or what you should do, is go into your headquarters and try and max that out. If you go into your headquarters, you go here to the manage company, and inside here you can manage the company. I will tell you about a bit about this. So first off, we have the overview tab, where you can see basically everything. You can see the amount of resources you have. You can see the ongoing deliveries, that is selling the resources. And you can see the training tab, which is where you can train your personnel to be better at a certain task. And then under overview we have personnel. That's where you can see all your different staff. They can be put into different things like operation, logistics, deliveries, command training, mechanics, and they can also be unassigned. Your workers help you with things like logistics, which is the next tab. Logistics is the resource storage. You can see they have different grades on how good they are at this task. You can see that the Mark Anderson with a grade C gives me 10 added storage. Meanwhile, Nick Richardson, which has a B plus, gives me 14 added storage. And then down at operation, this is the personnel that will give you materials like here equipment. I have everybody put on equipment, but you can change it to construction material, precious material, fuel, and equipment. I will tell you what you can do with this later. Later as in now, because what you can do with this, you can sell your resources right here. Like here I can sell 3 equipment for 12,000 bucks. Now you need staff to be able to sell. Depending on their grade, they will have a different added efficiency. Right now I have 159 total efficiency. Hey guys, I just noticed that I was completely wrong in this clip, but anyways, I will explain to you shortly how this works. So first off, you will have staff in here which give you a certain percentage, and this percentage will add up also depending on the grade that your staff has. It will give you a different amount of percentage. Will determine how much you can sell at time. And remember that you can only sell a certain amount of items at a time, which I think is 25. I believe if you upgrade your storage or delivery department, you will be able to sell more. But if you sell something like precious minerals, you will only maybe be able to sell 130%, because that's the amount of percent you have from your workers. But if you have a bunch of fuel and you have a lot of percent from your workers, you might only be able you are only going to be able to sell 25, because that's the maximum amount you can sell. Then we come to the command center. This is where you recruit personnel. You can see their stats here and how much they cost to recruit or hire. This does reset every 12 hours. Now in the training tab, I don't have the training tab unlocked yet, but here you can have a teacher that can teach your personnel different skills. So they can go from F tier in, let's say, logistics to S tier in logistics over time. Of course, it takes a long time to do that, but it's definitely worth it. Then we come down to mechanics. This is more for in-game, as in open world, because what they do is you can assign them to ground, helicopter, or plane. It will give you a repair discount on the type of vehicle you have it on. It is quite useful if you play a lot of open world with vehicles. And now for the the expensive part. We have the construction. This is where you use your resources and money to upgrade your headquarters. This is the most important stage, and it's also the longest and most annoying stage. I haven't upgraded this stage a lot, and I don't really have a guide for it. But when I have upgraded my headquarters to max, I will give you a full guide on how I did it. But right now, and then at last, I have something kind of special for early, mid, and end game. This is to go in an open world right here, and you join a server to see if every single, or not every single one, but like every single one except one of the objectives are done. I can show you here. As you can see here, there are 4 objectives done. If you can find a server where every single one, except maybe this one, or one of these are done, then join that server, wait until you can spawn at this location, what is called Department of Utilities, yes. Wait until you can spawn there. Then you go with this road here. This is the place called Bunker. It is the last mission in the game. Now, if you complete Bunker, you will get 3,000 bucks. So what you want to do for early game, you want to go here. This is the opening, the door to the bunker. For early game, you just want to stay back as much as possible. Try and stay maybe behind the vehicles, because there are usually 2 or 3 or 4 either tanks or some other vehicle here that will be going inside of the bunker and shooting. So try and stay behind there. For mid game, you might be able to go forward a bit to try and shoot some guys. And for late game, if you have a tank, take it there. It's really useful. And also listen to the really good players. They know how to do this mission really well. If you don't have a tank as a late game, mid game, then you can also just stay in front and try and help out the... You can try and heal the front lines, maybe be kind of a medic. You can also bring something like an LMG and just, you know, try and kill as many NPCs as possible. Okay, so before I end the video, I have some exciting announcements. First off, I have a Twitch. Go check me out on Twitch. It's called Cookie Farming. I stream a lot, but right now I am having problems with OBS. I can't really stream, so there might be a delay between streams. And also go check out my TikTok. I post there a lot. It's called Cookie Farming or BRM5 Cinematics with an underscore between the 5 and the C. Remember that. And then like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. And don't forget, I have a Discord channel too. The link should be on screen. Bye!